The Mummy Theme Park, a cinematic horror adventure masterpiece from the year 2000. The movie was written and directed by this guy, and I don't know who that is either. But his other credits in the industry are mostly for special effects. And, well, you can tell that this movie was written and directed by a special effects guy. Alright, look, I know I usually talk about games, but this is spooky season, damn it, and that calls for extra content. And I know how it is looking for a horror movie. You just can't find anything to watch, and you think to yourself, if only there was something out there that combined Jurassic Park, The Mummy, and my wildest roller coaster tycoon fantasies. It's a common thought, so let me tell you all about it. The story begins with some lady praying to Osiris and Ra. She asks them to split open the earth to reveal ancient secrets that have been buried beneath the sands. She wants to use whatever is hidden below to bring Egyptian culture and religion into a golden era. The gods oblige, and a tremendous earthquake cracks the desert earth open, leaving a huge canyon. A week later, some rich guy and a doctor are cavorting around the crevasse looking for an ancient tomb. And oh boy, do they find it! Writing on the door warns that anyone that trespasses into the tomb will die. The workers of the expedition start to get superstitious and scared. Some of them even try to flee. The rich and powerful sheikh demands them killed for their cowardice. A random guy is forced to break the seal on the door, but he instantly gets killed by someone that claims to be a guardian of the necropolis. The sheikh, who obviously bought his costume at Party City, disregards all of this and is like, fuck you guys, I'll open the door myself. 6 months later, the sheikh contacts a photographer in the US. He's like, hey, what's up? Oh my god, I wasn't expecting to have to whip out the blockateals. It turns out actually there are quite a lot of titties in the Mummy theme park. I didn't expect that. Almost as ancient as the Egyptian tomb is this version of Photoshop. Anyway, the sheikh requests the best photographer come to Egypt urgently, and money is no factor. And he just whacks this lady for some reason. Daniel Flynn, an up-and-coming big shot in the world of photography, takes the job, but he's not exactly thrilled to go.
Go to Egypt? Are you kidding? You're so lucky!
Be hard work and hot as hell.
The desert sand.
His assistant Julie is really hyped to go along, and Daniel points out all of the cons of the trip. Julie does not give a flying fuck.
I don't care. I'm coming!
Now, a recurring theme in this movie is a harem of ladies that constantly bicker and fight for the sheikh's attention.
You think the sheikh will like my boobs,
If you wave those pathetic pancakes at the sheikh, I'll rip your hair out! He's mine, hands off, I say! Ah!
No amount of dancing or swooning seems to capture the sheikh's interest. He always looks more bored and disengaged than the average early bird viewer. Rather than simply appreciating what's in front of him, he can't stop thinking about the lady at the front desk who looks suspiciously like the same woman that was praying for the earthquake.
If you dance for me, I'll pay you well.
When will you stop harassing me?
This rejection causes him to crash out.
Out of my sight! You offend me!
In addition to having a temper and randomly smacking people, the sheikh is also portrayed as kind of a mean dude because any employees of his cut slack and go to the snake pit. He runs this ship like an Amazon warehouse.
Whoa! Did I hear right? A curse? Is that what you said?
It's best to keep your mouth closed around here if you don't want to find it shut forever.
The front desk woman greets Julie and Danny to take them to their rooms. She tells them her name is Nekbet.
That's quite a name you got there.
It's an important name in Egypt. One of our greatest ancient divinities. She has the head of a snake.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's a symbol for the goddess of eternity.
Don't tell me you knew the pharaohs in person.
Julie?
The harem girls immediately get jealous and defensive about Julie's presence and start bickering with each other again. And what the fuck? Why are these bickering scenes so funny?
Shut up, you silly cow!
Julie proceeds to inform the audience that she has a single-digit IQ and thinks that there's not going to be any accessible water in the building because Egypt is a desert. Nekbet informs her that there is indeed water and that she hopes she drowns in it. Is the horror in this movie how catty everyone is?
By the way, I did know the pharaohs in person.
In her room, Julie finds that the sheikh's amenities are luxurious and grand.
For anything you need, just ask.
How about a bath?
Your desire is our pleasure to supply. Here is your bath.
This is a really weird scene because it's not like the bath was immediately drawn by the exemplary service. The computer just kind of turned on a light, but okay. There's a long bath scene and Neckbed is watching it through her statue's eyes. She doesn't like Julie very much, so she puts some kind of a curse on her to scare her. Julie gets really freaked out and runs to Danny's room for comfort, asking if she could just sleep with him. Danny gets the wrong idea because he has no context for what the fuck is going on. Julie gets really offended by his advances and is like, ew, gross, I'll take my chances with the ancient demons chasing me. The next morning, Danny is surprised by a something getting thrown through his window. And a bit later, the Sheikh sits down with him and Julie to explain what their purpose here is.
Please, just tell me what you want me to photograph.
Daniel, you're here to present my creation to the world. The Mummy Theme Park. The most original tourist attraction ever thought up by man.
Danny and Julie are like, huh? What, a theme park? What do you mean? That's crazy! Despite the Mummy theme park logo being literally everywhere, the Sheikh explains that he discovered this place, an ancient necropolis, when the earthquake opened the fissure in the ground 6 months ago. He plans on reviving mummies from the dead to display them for the theme park. He takes a significant amount of time to explain to Danny and Julie, unprompted by the way, how much control he has over the park. He says that there are cameras covering every inch, and that not even a fly could make a move without him knowing. Just remember that he said that. Next on their tour, Danny and Julie are shown how the mummies will be revived.
This is the room where we regenerate the mummies. We articulate them, give them a CAT scan to check their condition, and substitute any crumbling bones with steel pins.
This is where we really start getting our first special effects guy spooky imagery. The doctor goes over the process and even shows how the mummy's original features will be restored. He explains that movement, and all life really, are just impulses of the brain. He's created a microchip to insert into the heads of the mummies to signal these movements and control them. But wait a minute, you're thinking. Why not just use animatronics at this point? They could have made a mummy theme park at any time. We didn't need this whole necropolis and fissure in the ground to come up with this idea, you're thinking. No, you don't see the Mummy theme park vision. Sit down, this is necessary and cool, okay? But what if something goes wrong, you ask?
Well, what happens if the mummy stops taking orders from you and starts acting on its own impulse? What then?
We have direct access to the microchip.
Apparently, the Sheikh is pretty paranoid about this definitely not foreshadowing issue as well. He states that they have full and unlimited control over every microchip. He's really concerned about the mummies turning evil because he's put measures in place to make sure that they can't ever reach the public. In an emergency, there are metal grates that will drop down to trap the mummies if they ever get out of line. Then the squad piles onto a train to finish off our Jurassic Park-style tour of the facility.
Welcome to the Mummy Theme Park, a tour around ancient Egypt. We take you along the old traditional routes to give you a glimpse into the life of the people of the past. Wandering through their world, you will learn a great deal about their history, their religions, and customs.
The train takes theme park goers across scenes of supposed everyday life in ancient Egypt for education. There are glassmakers, dudes making pottery, weavers, and even people wrapping up mummies. Julie ends up having another pretty good question.
If you don't mind my asking, what happens if the crack suddenly closes up again?
Everything would be buried. The earth would once more swallow what it vomited up.
The Sheikh has an eloquent solution to this problem as well. It's simply, don't fucking worry about it. The train tour guide points out that the ancient tombs are full of fake hallways, trapdoors, and dead ends. These were constructed to confuse any would-be grave robbers or intruders. This is a really cool setup for some horror scenes. They should maybe lean more into that instead of everything else they're leaning into. It's also explained that part of the process of bringing the mummies to life involves a beam of sunlight that will hit a gem of the pharaohs just right on December 21st. This light will radiate to all of the other mummies and give them life. Apparently, the necropolis was designed this way. 4,000 years ago, they knew that some guy with microchips was gonna need the power of the magical winter solstice sunlight.
Where are you going?
To tell the Sheik that Neckbed is a traitor.
Why?
I found out she is trying to derail the theme park project.
Uh-oh, Neckbed's been caught cursing people and tampering with the theme park's ability to operate. Time for her to curse people and tamper with the theme park's ability to operate by turning the snitches into snakes with insane special effects. Unfortunately, a lot of it is probably a little bit too graphic to show on YouTube, but you can tell that a lot of effort went into it. The train finally reaches the pharaoh and the light of the sun brings him to life. He is chained to his sarcophagus and soullessly blurts out educational facts. He also feels the need to mention that he is an absolute stud that has fathered over 170 children.
That is quite something. I mean, a mummy that moves and talks.
And fathers. I never thought I'd see anything as incredible as this.
The tour concludes at a souvenir shop and concession stand. The Sheikh is like, oh, holy God, we're gonna make so much money on ticket sales and merch. I don't really consider one enclosed train ride and some merch a theme park, but maybe there's something else to the park that wasn't shown. I don't know. Just look at these delicious food options. Everything is mummy theme park themed, even the drink dispensers. The Sheikh winds down and asks Nekbet to dance for him again. He even offers to give her his entire palace.
I want the mummy theme park.
Damn you!
Once again, the harem girls get cutthroat for a crumb of attention and another fight breaks out.
How do I look as a blonde?
Like a cheap tart!
Oh, damn you!
However, their fighting is in vain because the Sheikh is down so bad and desperate for Nekbet that he actually hires some magicians to conjure up a vision of her dancing. Hypnotic music plays, and I wish I felt even a fraction of the happiness in my life that this guy on the drums is feeling now. The image of Nekbet dancing appears, and the Sheikh stares completely entranced while stuffing his face with a banana. The magician had warned the Sheikh that this would only be a mirage, that the dancing woman wasn't real and she wouldn't be tangible. He gets angry anyway and loses his shit.
I want real food. In the flesh. And alive!
Despite banana, he still drum. The Sheikh throws a little fit until the magician puts in full effort to make the vision as real as possible. A harem girl is like, hey, that's just a hallucination. I'm real.
Get out of my sight, you crazy harpy!
The vision of Nekbet starts really flapping those fun bags till the Sheikh gets all sweaty and weird. She even dances so hard that it makes a skeleton in the laboratory start busting it down.
Oh, Bones is beginning to dance.
Unfortunately for the magician, the bazongas never become tangible, so it's off to the snake pit. Daniel takes the object that was thrown through his window to the doctor, who translates the paper wrapped around it. It states that if the opening of the park continues, people will die. Whoever wrote the note seems to view the park as distasteful. The doctor is like, who around here openly hates the Sheikh, knows hieroglyphics, and doesn't want the park to open? Who could it possibly be? What a mystery. For no particular reason at all, I wonder how Nekbet is doing. Weird, it looks like she's activating a mummy in the laboratory. She uses the mummy to kill some of the guards. Why exactly? Somewhat unclear, but we do get a really cool scene of a mummy sword fight, so I don't care. Also, apparently mummies can just phase through walls. I wasn't really aware of that being a talent commonly associated with mummies, but I guess this one can. No, really, the second shit gets hairy, the mummy's like, hee hee hoo hoo goodbye. The entire time the guards are getting slaughtered, Julie is laughing so hard about putting on a pair of pants that she falls over. Finally, the story gets to the point where Daniel and Julie do what they came all the way to Egypt to do: photograph the mummy theme park. To do so, they have to leave the safety of the train, but it's not a problem, there's so many security measures in place. However, things do go awry when Danny decides to use flash photography right in the pharaoh's face. His completely masked, covered face.
The mummy's broken loose. Better close the doors.
Yeah, the mummy just kinda shakes his feet a little and the chains slide right off. The train leaves, the doors begin to close, and Danny and Julie are left to fend for themselves. The guards in the control room watch the chaos unfold and are like,
shit! The mummy's out of the tomb! How the hell did it do that?
Apparently Bro doesn't know that mummies with titanium bones are incorporeal.
Danny, just see that?
Never mind, just run!
The guards inform the Sheikh that the mummy is loose and after the photographers, and he really doesn't give a fuck.
I don't care about those two.
Do you know what this park cost me?
This mummy chase is really, really long and goes on and on and on.
How do you kill a mummy?
Search me. You can't kill something that's already been dead for thousands of years.
How do you kill that which has no life?
The scene does have a really good jump scare, though. Check this out. The guards in the control room are like, okay, all of our security measures are failing, but it's okay, we have full control of the mummy's microchip. They shock him with it because that's a good way to calm something down. The mummy just kinda gets pissed off and ejects the microchip from his head and steps on it. I'm starting to think that maybe the security around here could have been a little better. For Daniel and Julie, things really start looking pretty grim. It's impossible. There's just no way out. As if things weren't perilous enough already, an earthquake begins shattering structures, starting fires, and killing workers. There isn't a way to defeat this supernatural pharaoh. Or is there?
What is it? Why is he looking at me like that?
He's checking out your breasts.
Now, when I sat down and first started watching this movie, I figured it would get weird, but never could I have foreseen milkers being a pivotal point for escaping a murderous mummy.
Look, just open your blouse.
Are you crazy? Picking for a horny corpse?
Trust me on this one, Julie. It's the only thing that'll slow him down.
Julie hesitates, hesitates, but ultimately whips them Dobo Honkeros out for the good of the team. Danny uses the distraction to dump a conveniently placed vat of acid onto the mummy. Unfortunately, this is an immortal, godlike, supernatural being we're dealing with here. Conveniently placed acid and boobs aren't gonna cut it. Danny takes matters into his own hands.
That's it. I'm tired of this shit.
No!
It's time to put the skeleton back in the closet.
You gotta admit, that's a really good line. A line so powerful, in fact, that it inspires Daniel to Hulk out on the mummy and beat it mercilessly into the ground. But once again, we have to remember that this is a supernatural creature we're dealing with here, and things aren't that simple.
No, I don't believe it!
You never destroy the monster!
Shit!
Daniel knocks over a rock to crush the bones, but this thing is so intent on murder that even when there's nothing left but a hand, it goes for Julie's throat until it too is ground into dust. The Sheikh has Daniel and Julie brought in by the guards now that the threat was on hold. Nekbet tells everyone that the pharaoh isn't actually dead, that's why he can function without the microchip. Pharaohs are really actually immortal beings, like gods, and that he will stop at nothing to stop the park from opening. The Sheikh has a riveting solution.
Bury the pharaoh. We'll get a substitute mummy. No one will know the difference. You know, find a dummy mummy.
Yeah, so that just kind of brings to light the problem with this whole operation, huh? It's almost like there doesn't need to be a bunch of actual mummies in a crack in the earth to have a mummy theme park. However, the Sheikh does have too much invested into the park and insists that everyone go down into the tomb again tomorrow to take more photos. He has his guards take Danny and Julie as prisoners to make sure that they can't refuse. They get locked in a room together, and I shit you not, the scene goes like this. Damn, Daniel, I was so scared of that creepy mummy looking at my chesticles. And Danny is like, well, that's just because he's not your type. She goes, oh, Daniel, who is my type? Danny, the smooth operator, says, me, right now. The writer of this film is a visionary. The drama with the harem girls competing for the Sheikh's attention comes to a climax. Teeth are knocked out, people are bitten, and one woman emerges victorious. This brings us to my favorite scene in the movie. It makes me laugh every time. The woman approaches the Sheikh, confident that all of her struggles and fighting off of the other girls will surely win his attention.
I'm here to entertain you.
Oh!
Julie and Danny are forced at gunpoint to enter the tomb again. They made a pact together that they would have revenge on the Sheikh this day. Julie fiddles with some cameras and does some top-level hacker shit on her computer, because this is a skill set that she has apparently.
I screwed them with my laptop.
Daniel gets to work on taking a nice group photo of the Pharaoh, the Doctor, and the Sheikh. I'm pretty sure that we just saw the Pharaoh get crushed into dust and beaten to death. Also, if he can phase through walls, why can't he just phase through the chains? And if the microchip was destroyed, why is he being complacent here? Whatever, I'm gonna stop asking questions. A mysterious figure that is totally not Nekhbet appears. She claims to be a queen of eternity and that she's a direct descendant of Cleopatra. She says that the Sheikh's disrespect for the graves of the mummies has caused her to try and stop the opening of the park at every possible turn.
The sacking of the royal tombs that was carried out by you!
You're crazy! You're a lunatic! Loony!
The woman begins to pray for the fissure to close. Guards start shooting at her and she wavers but never falls. Her prayers continue. Well, that is until she gets stabbed and is revealed to be Nekhbet. The Sheikh is like, Nekhbet. But the stabbing was just purely for dramatic effect because she keeps on praying and the earth starts shaking. Everyone starts panicking and getting trapped, but Danny and Julie just fuck off into the train. A ton of mummies start crawling out of everywhere, unchained for some reason, and they start taking out the Sheikh's guards. One of them even kills the Doctor. And then there's just a fun compilation of scenes of mass mummy murder. Please enjoy this clip of a guy getting his dick twisted so hard that his face twists too. Then there's this goofy little goober that gets his head pinned to a pole. Haha, you know what? These are really fun. Just have a couple more clips. The Sheikh calls for backup, but no one responds because of Julie's, quote, screwing them with the laptop, unquote. The Sheikh himself is saved for Nekhbet, who has a particularly vengeful end planned for him.
What's this? Bandages! Oh no!
Everyone dies, except Danny and Julie. Nekhbet blesses them as they escape on the train. The fissure in the desert closes, trapping the entire necropolis once again beneath the sands. Julie says some hippie shit about how, oh, it's good actually that nature reclaimed the necropolis. I don't really, give a shit about all of the innocent employees. Let's not think about that.
It's like there never was a mummy theme park. Did we dream it?
That's a dream. What's a nightmare?
They make out, and then we see Nekhbet all cozy underground with the Pharaoh. The end. Okay, look, I know I said I was gonna stop asking questions a while back, but wasn't Nekhbet the one that prayed for the fissure to open to revive interest in Egyptian culture and religion in the first place? The fuck else did she want to happen? Whatever, a theme park of reanimated mummies is the coolest and best idea ever. That's what I took away from this film. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoy these videos, consider checking out my Ko-fi. If you're feeling generous, you can leave a one-time tip to help support the channel, or if you're feeling turbo generous, you can subscribe monthly similar to Patreon. Also, if you like games and hanging out and talking about weird stuff, check out the Discord server. Again, I know I don't normally cover movies, but I do really enjoy horror films that are high art like the Mummy theme park, so if you guys did like this, maybe I can do more in the future. Just let me know what you think.